I don't think everything is going to be, I don't know, whatever Anthropic's pushing right now, but I think there's a level of it that's true. We all know that. What that looks is that I still need to give some kind of guidance to the people I work with and the people I talk to all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, what are the core, what is true today? What has been true for, I don't know, X years, 20, 30 years
Yeah.
that will most likely stay. And sure, maybe you don't have to program in C or I guess today's version Python or whatever it is, but you still need to understand all these concepts. And so as you're progressing through a career ladder or as your career and you're looking for these characteristics, I was okay, well, what are these things I point to? I mean, what are you thinking right now and what you're seeing?
And everybody's obsessed with this AI and how AI is going to impact data engineering. And it I don't see it any different than when cloud came along, right? When we migrated from on-prem to cloud. It might be a different pace, but we're having to learn new tools and new ways of doing things, and it's an evolution. I think that what we're going to get to is we're going to get to a point where I do think data engineers as a discipline will still be needed, right? Because I we're still going to have there's still going to be all these disparate resources, and we're going to have to figure out how to get everything from all these different places to clean it, to get it in a place and a location and governed that is safe and effective for AI to hit, right? Now, are we going to have these AI tools that are going to help us with those pieces? Absolutely. I'm starting to see that now, even with Claude Code helping to write pipelines in Python that we're pushing into Databricks. And it's some of it is that prompt engineering piece, right? The better context that you could give the AI, the better your output's going to be. But you said, you still have to understand the core concepts of modeling. I don't think that data modeling is going. I know that Joe's doing his thing, right? And data modeling's dying, and Joe's trying to revive it. But I think that data modeling as a discipline and as a decision tool is still going to be important, right?
Well, I mean, I think it goes back to community. Remember, domain modeling and data modeling, they really do have very similar aspects. And if you think about mapping or all kinds of different historical purposes, I think that data modeling, what is it? Ultimately, to me, is overlaying concepts of what the business or what you're doing is an action.
Right.
When I used to work in manufacturing is for a flow map. I mean, you're basically trying to understand how things are moving or schematics, right? And
Mhm.
I don't see how that could possibly change. I think it will go a lot faster than AI. I think it's going to be a lot of things that we're going to work with it. Frankly, yeah, data. And some people are arguing we don't need to do data modeling for AI is just going to know all these things. And I don't know, show it to me. Don't just talk about it. I would like to see a system. I'd like to see, I would love to hear if Anthropic, and then probably could reach out to somebody and be like, hey, Anthropic, are you not doing X, Y, and Z data modeling? What are you actually doing? I think that the discipline of data modeling has been pretty weak for a while. But I think a lot of people kind of understanding taxonomies and relations and understanding how things are related. And my background is I used to do imports and exporting, so I tariff codes and all this kind of stuff. I had to have all this stuff. It cost money. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that, yeah, there's real implications to classifying things.
Yeah. Well, and I think especially when we're talking about PII and all of the new AI governance stuff that's coming out of Europe. I mean, above and beyond the data sovereignty stuff that's coming out of Europe, that's going to be a whole different story. But I think that that context piece and that modeling piece of it, cloud came along and people forgot that yes, storage all of a sudden got really cheap,
Yeah.
but scanning those tables didn't get any cheaper; they got more expensive. Because now when we do table scans, we're having to pay compute, right? And so people don't understand modeling in the context of how it impacts compute and cost from a cloud standpoint. And I think that's what I've been kind of harping on with my coaching people is don't just understand how to code and how to move data from A to B, but understand when you do that, when you do use different methods, when you're doing partitioning, when you're doing all of these things to make your code more efficient, how does it actually impact the end results, right? When you model certain ways versus one big table, how does it impact the end result? When you choose a materialized view versus a persisted table, depending on what those, you know, calculations that are going on behind the scenes, how does that impact the cost at the end of the day? I think that kind of that financial operations piece of data engineering is going to be more important as we move forward because of AI assisted coding. We're going to have to, you know, we see those things all the time of AI spits out, you know, 100 lines of code when really maybe it could have been done with 20 lines of code, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a piece about the keyfication of this stuff, and I think we're just going to see lots of waste, and
Yeah.
then it's okay. That's just an accepted cost to a certain extent. The question is, to me, is just where data engineering and even analytics engineering, because I think they're kind of going to be combined at some point real soon.